So my pregnancy with Joe, obviously there was the added stress of knowing that he had a heart condition, but on the whole I felt really, really well. I was actually just shy of 31 weeks. Mike and I had actually been to the symphony, went to bed that night, couldn't really sleep, and at 2 a.m. my waters broke. We luckily live very close to the hospital, so we were here within sort of 20 minutes and we were rushed straight through, and Lisa and the team of midwives were just absolutely amazing. It was a lovely natural birth. Mike was fantastic, the midwives were fantastic, and it was just a really lovely experience. So I'm really glad that I got to have that beautiful birth experience with Joe.
The first 2 weeks, as hard as it was, he was improving, so that was all we could ask for. We knew that we were going to be there till at least his due date, and it was waiting to see whether he needed that immediate surgery or whether he would be okay until the 6-month big open heart surgery, really.
When Joe was 2.5 weeks old, he was actually transferred to Westmead Hospital. He did start to deteriorate at around about the 2.5 week mark. He was a bit baffling to the specialists as well, because he had the serious cardiac defect and he was so early, they couldn't quite pull apart what was part of the prematurity and what was part of the cardiac defect. Basically, the prognosis wasn't going to be good if we proceeded with the heart surgery, so we had to make the decision whether we put him through that and probably lose him on the operating table, or whether we made him as comfortable as possible. So we decided to make him as comfortable as possible. And we spent another 2.5 weeks with him, reading to him and loving him and spending as much time with him as possible. And then he kind of forced our hand really in making a decision, because he wasn't coping. His systems were starting to shut down, so we had to make the decision to extubate him. And we knew that that he wouldn't last very long once we made that decision. But we had a beautiful final night with him. We played him music, we read to him. They brought in a hospital bed so that I could actually sleep next to him. So I slept next to him for the night. And then the next morning we made the decision to extubate him, and he passed away a couple of hours after the tubes came out. Joe was really brave. He put up a hell of a fight. He had to fight every day he was here, and we had 36 days with him, and some of them were really beautiful. The first bath, our first cuddles, some of them were really scary and fraught, but overall we cuddled him every day, we loved him every day, and we made the most of the time that we had with him. Without the ventilator and the humidicrib, he probably wouldn't have even lasted a day. So we're so grateful that we live in a country where we have all this amazing equipment, amazing specialists available to us to give Joe the best possible chance. And he fought so hard. He was super brave. It didn't faze him, all the blood tests and all the poking and prodding. He just kind of got on with it. He was a real trooper. He was so strong.
So we wanted to raise some money in Joe's honour for the 2 hospitals that cared so lovingly for him, and we decided for the second year to put on a spin-a-thon, a 24-hour spin-a-thon, which is the event that's happening on November the 8th and 9th this year. So the 24-hour spin-a-thon is it's a team event, teams of anything from 3 riders up to 12, where they're riding on their bike continuously for 24 hours in the hope that they will get some sponsorship for the suffering that they're going to go through, and that money will then go. We've got this target of $50,000, which will be able to buy the humidicrib for the Royal Hospital in Joe's honour to save future premature babies' lives.